Amanda here from Create Your Future. So today I'm going to answer a subscriber's question on which technique is the best to manifest their ex back. And we're going to talk about how you can manifest your ex back, definitely, for sure. So just before I dive into it, guys, I have my course on sale, How to Create the Relationship You Love. So many people are getting so many great success from it. I used it myself on manifesting my marriage, as well as I do have an affirmation track, How to Get Rid of the Third Party. It doesn't focus on the third party. It focuses on you and your SP being happy and your self-concept and all those sorts of things. So it doesn't actually focus on the third party. So you could use it in any situation, regardless of what the third party is. So if the third party is video games or their friends or their work, I guess maybe a better title would be How to Be Treated Like a Priority, affirmation track. So definitely check that out. Link in the description as well. If you don't already know, we do have a free course, How to Find Your Blocks to Manifest Anything Fast. So definitely check that out. The link is in the description. It's absolutely free, and it's going to help you to be able to build your mental diet, because that's the absolute most important thing, regardless of what techniques you do. Making sure that your thoughts are always focused on what you want, and, you're catching the negative thoughts and really, having that conversation with yourself. And something that, I learned, early on was that questioning is a block. Why doesn't he like me? Why isn't this happening? Why isn't he calling me? Why is this? Why is that? That's all blocks. That's not focusing on what you want, because if you were living from the end of being with that person, right? So for instance, I'm married with Andrew. I never think why he doesn't call me. I never think why he never wants to see me. I mean, we're married. He wants to call me. He wants to see me. He goes to his office once a week and he still calls me from his office and on his way home. And he sees me 6 days of the other, so that's the thing, right? Whenever you're manifesting something, living from the end is basically another word for saying, keep your mental diet in check. What thoughts would you be having if you were already together? And those are the thoughts that you want to be entertaining. So that free course is going to be able to help you build that, as well as my course, the How to Create the Relationship You Love, is going to recreate anybody. So it's a really great course. And our courses, they're just meant as, self-study time, okay? All of our courses are just self-study a lot of time, as well as our coaching, because ultimately at the end of the day, the only person that can manifest in your reality is you. The only person that could be successful or failure in your reality is you. Nobody can do this for you. Nobody can do anything for you, okay? We're here to help guide you and to provide you with tools and free videos, tons of free videos, right? You can manifest anything you want just by watching our videos. We don't gatekeep anything. We give it all away for free. And if you would like that extra support and help, and like me, I'm a people person. I like coaching. I've always been a coaching type of person. I've done lots of coaching myself, and I found it very beneficial to help speed up and find my blind spots, and just basically take an hour to talk about me and my goals and what I want, and have somebody to bounce off my new story with is incredibly exciting, and I love it. So we're here for you to do that, but it's really ultimately up to you in the end whether you're successful or not, and whether you do the homework and put the time in, right? The only person that knows how you created what you created in your reality is you, because they're your thoughts that create your reality, okay? We're going to get in there and try to figure out what thoughts you're having to manifest what you're seeing, but at the end of the day, right, you and you alone are responsible for changing it, right? We're just a coach, right? Just like an ice skating, an ice skating, coach, the ice skater wants to go to the Olympics. The ice skater still needs to put in the hard work, right? And ultimately it's up to the ice skater whether they're going to be successful or not, right? So anyway, go definitely check it out. Link in the description. I personally like getting a pen and paper and doing a course. I absolutely love it. I was just recently in a health and nutrition course about macros and stuff like that. So I thought that was really interesting. So anyway, definitely check out link in the description. So let's dive into the subscribers question. 2 days ago, I did a live, and this was a question that wasn't actually answered in the live, so I'm going to answer it now. It said, Hello, you didn't answer my question in the live. My apologies. Is it possible to manifest my ex-boyfriend who recently got married and he's married due to pressure? And which technique would I use to manifest him? Okay. So this is what we're going to talk about today. Just to let you guys know as well, we are answering your questions for free. You can definitely email them into us. Link or email is definitely in the description. And one of our coaches on the team, it's just random, whoever's available and wants to make a video, we'll make a video out of it. Okay. So what is the best technique to manifest your ex back? So first of all, the first thing that I would do is I would do revision. I think that's incredibly important. Okay. So why are they an ex to begin with? Okay. So I like part of your story right now where you say he was pressured to get married. He really didn't want to. So that's perfect. I would say, look at, you know what? He didn't even want to get married. So he's definitely going to leave her and marry me. He wanted to be with me. So let's revise the story of why you guys broke up and why you're not together in the first place. Right. So for instance, if like, okay, so let's say that, I don't know, I'm not sure the situation. I'm just going to guess. So let's say the situation is, his parents are doing an arranged marriage and he has to do it. Okay. So that was the reason why you're not together. So then I would change the story and say, well, you know what, times are changing and his parents are no longer believe in arranged marriage and is going to let him marry whoever he wants. Okay. That would be changing the story. That would be revising it. Right. Let's say there was a big fight and, you looked in his phone and he's like, that's it. I can never trust you again. Okay. So then how I would revise that is I would say, look at, he's incredibly forgiving and understanding. And you know what, he's totally over it. And he understands that I didn't mean anything by it. And he knows he can trust me and, that sort of thing. So you want to revise it like to be like, okay, so your revision story would be like, what would your story be to me if you guys had a fight, got back together, and you were telling me about it? So we're sitting at coffee and you guys had a fight, broke up, but then got back together again. The story that you're telling me of why you guys, like how you guys got back together again, that's your revision. That's your new revision story. Okay. And you want to make it the opposite of anything that you sort of have that was the problem. Okay. So like, for instance, me, in my past, I have manifested an ex back. This was before Andrew. And basically what had happened was we got into a huge fight and whatever. And he did something crazy anyway, and got criminal charges pressed on him, nothing to do with me. But I figured he blamed me, right? So guess what? Because everyone's me pushed out, he did. So then what I ended up doing was I said, okay, well, you know what? And I thought he didn't want to talk to me again. So then I said, you know what? No, he takes responsibility. He realizes that whatever he did was his responsibility. I intend that charges got dropped, and then he does want to talk to me again and realizes that he's the one that created it and I had nothing to do with it. And then when I shifted it to that, then he did. I think one of the biggest pitfalls, when it comes to LOA for us, knowing everyone is you pushed out, is saying, okay, well, I've manifested everything, so everything's my fault. If we do that, all of a sudden, everyone's going to blame everything on you, because everyone is you pushed out. So of course, if you think everything's my fault, I manifested it, people are going to come to you and go, everything's your fault, you manifested it. And that's not right. Okay. The thing is you're creating the story and the assumptions of the other person. So you need to intend that the other person takes responsibility as well. This is very important. Okay. So yes, I manifested everything in my reality. Yes, everybody is me pushed out. But let's say Jerry disrespects me and says something really rude. Okay, fine. Yes, I manifested him to do that. But do I have to sit here and say, oh, it's all my fault, I manifested it? No, because he's going to say that too. I need to say Jerry realizes what he said was wrong and he's going to take responsibility and he's going to apologize. Okay. So even though, okay, everyone is you pushed out is just the mechanism, how law of assumption and how law of attraction works. And it's even like explained in the Bible. Like I grew up very Christian, and the Holy Ghost, okay, is exactly everyone is you pushed out. The Holy Ghost will move other people, you want something, you pray for it, and the Holy Ghost will, go and fly over there and make it happen for you. Well, everyone is you pushed out. It's your thoughts, right? It doesn't matter how you explain it. That's just the mechanism. It isn't a tool to use it as self-blame, because you're not to blame, okay? just be the observer of your reality. Okay. When you take a step back and you just observe your reality and you say, no, look at Jerry. You know what? He said that, and that's not cool. I want an apology. Good. So start intending he takes responsibility and gives you an apology. There's nothing wrong with that. You have manifested him to disrespect you in the first place. Okay. So you do need to intend that all these people around you take responsibility, that they're forgiving and understanding, right? Especially SPs that you want to get your ex back, because I can tell you right now, if you fall into that, okay, I manifested this and everyone's me pushed out, so it's all my fault, and you take the blame on everything, then all of a sudden everybody's going to blame you, especially your SP. No, no, no. Please don't do that. That's not how this works. Okay. So you sit here and you say, okay, look, you know what? Everyone is me pushed out. Okay. I need control what my assumptions are of other people. Okay. Jerry's mad at me. He thinks that I screwed everything up and I'm to blame. Okay. I want him to forgive me. Okay. Then you say, I intend Jerry forgives me, that he takes responsibility for what he did and he apologizes. Okay. Moving on. Right. You know, so-and-so is always late. Okay. Sure. If you sit there going, oh, well, I manifested it, everyone's me pushed out, I'm to blame. Oh my God, no. Then Jerry's going to be like, oh, I don't care if I'm late. He's never going to take responsibility and show up on time. So no, it's like, no, Jerry, he always picks me up on time. He apologizes. He's responsible. He picks me up on time all the time. He's got good time management skills. Okay. So, you know, I think it gets really confused in this community when people say, you know, you have no one to change but yourself. And that's totally true. But it goes further than that. It's not just changing you. Okay. Everyone's not a reflection of you. Like if somebody is like, you know, a thief in my reality, does that mean I'm dishonest and I'm a thief? Absolutely not. I would never steal. I'm very honest. Okay. And I live with integrity, you know? And so it's because I've got that assumption of that person is why they're a thief. Do you get it? So you need to be very careful not to take on other people's problems that you've created them with. Okay. So you need to change your assumption about other people. That's the really main thing here. That's the big key to all of this for a lot of you guys. Yes, your self-concept and how you think people look at you and what you think people think about you is important, but your opinion of them and your assumptions of them is also critically important as well. And it's also important that you never, ever, ever say, look, I manifested this, so everyone's me pushed out, so I'm to blame. It's my fault. No, I never want to hear those words ever. Okay, I'm going to drill that in. So to get your ex back, you need to revise the whole breakup. A lot of time that's going to involve you basically intending that they take responsibility for their stuff and that they're forgiving and that they're understanding and that, sure, they apologize to you. Manifest that apology. You deserve it. Okay. You've manifested them to do something wrong to you that hurt you. Then you manifest them apologize to you to make you whole and complete again. Absolutely. Okay. And then once you've manifested them and, you know, revise the breakup to the point where you're talking again, okay, whatever that looks like for you, then you're going to need to stay on a mental diet. A mental diet is so incredibly important. I can't tell you how important it is. Your thoughts minute to minute, day to day are so incredibly important. Okay. So once you say, okay, well, what's your goal? Okay. So he's no longer getting married. We've gotten back together. We're dating. And now the next goal is going to be, we're moving in together. We're getting married. Okay. And, you know, make sure all your thoughts are in line with that. Okay. So, you know, for instance, right, say you're, you know, you want to get married and you're like, well, you know what? He just got out of this relationship. He just like got a divorce, you know, now he's got baggage. He doesn't want to get into another relationship. No, that's definitely not in line with you guys getting into a relationship together. Do you know what I mean? So you want to really watch what thoughts that you're having that are in line or not in line, you know, with what your end goal is going to be. Okay. So I definitely intend that absolutely helps. And, you know, and remember, you can use any technique you want. It's not about the technique. Okay. It's about you putting your time and energy and focus your thoughts on what you want. Okay. And that's like our courses, right? Our courses are designed to, like, you know, a lot of our, to have you write out what you want and write out your new story. Like, you know, and they're like basically like little, like, you know, academic packages where you're writing and scripting communicating what you want in a self-guided way with the course. Okay, it's not, and the same thing with SATs. You're doing that technique, you're spending time. So not one thing will work. It's going to be a combination of things, but you always have to do a mental diet. Okay, you can't just do SATs or do scripting and then think negative and complain all day about this guy not wanting to be with you. Okay, if you got to, hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil. Okay, like literally you got to be one of those monkeys. Okay, and only, think, breathe, and talk about you guys being together. And if the people around you, aren't going to be supportive about you talking about being with this person, then don't bring it up to them. Don't talk to them about it, right? And that's where sometimes coaches or even like manifestation buddies come in handy, where, it's a safe place to be able to talk about this stuff, because I know people that are non-LOA, they're going to be like, oh, you know what, he did that to you, forget it, and you don't need that. Or I tell you, you're too good, or blah, 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 blah for this person. And, and if that's not what you're manifesting or wanting to do, then, it's best not to have those particular conversations, right? And so anyways, I intend that helps. So revision is going to be your most important thing to get anybody back that you've fallen out with. And then of course, any technique you want, but 100% you're going to need to do a mental diet. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.